right, there we go. Good morning and welcome to Makeup with Meesh, the show where you get ready with me in the morning before I head into work at this place. I just did this like awkward, started streaming and I was just streaming a black screen for like 30 seconds because I couldn't figure out like what was going on with my software, my like OBS software that you like stream from. And it was just unplugged. So turns out power is important and recommend that you use that. All right, so now that I've plugged in a USB cord, I can actually talk to you guys. Okay, so once again, good morning. It's Friday, and we just had like a little mini dance party in our bathroom with our 2-year-old. She just turned 2. And our 4-year-old dancing to Rebecca Black's Friday song. We brought that back for the kids. And I mean, our 4-year-old, she knows every word to that song. There was a phase, and this was honestly like the time we were regretting introducing her to this music, but there was a phase where she listened to that song like on repeat for like an entire month straight. So she knows every word to the Rebecca Black Friday song. Loves it. All right, sip of coffee and then we moisturize. I really like my coffee like piping hot. Like I don't think normal people drink their coffee the way that I drink my coffee. Like those like first few steps where people are like, oh, this is burning my tongue. That's how I want my coffee the entire time I drink it. If it gets just like warm, I hate it. And I have a desk warmer, like a coffee warmer that I keep on my desk in my office. And I think I need to get a second one for in here because I never drink my coffee at my desk anymore because I stream in the morning and then go straight into meetings usually. And I only drink like 1 cup of coffee in the morning. Just never really been a 2-cup kind of gal. And now I'm only getting through like half my cup of coffee in the morning because it's just not up to my piping hot standards halfway through it when it sits in here. And because I'm talking and like, I don't know, it just takes a long time. But I just use the Roden & Fields Redefine Moisturizer. It has SPF 30 in it. So that's great. My skin is doing very, very, not to brag, but my skin is doing very well, responding to all of my treatments. My treatments have basically just been drugstore treatments at this time. It's been a charcoal mask once a week. I think I'm gonna amp that up to twice a week. And then I've basically been like bathing in a pile of this stuff, which, I mean, I'm obsessed. It's like a thick cream paste. And I mean, I layer it on to where you can't, I look like a ghost. Like it's completely white when I finish my face washing routine. And I just pile that stuff on to where I can barely breathe. And I'm telling you, my skin, it feels like, oh, that's nice. It feels so good. I am slightly unhappy with just like texture and color right here. I don't know if that's the right word, if texture is the right word. I mean, when I think of texture on skin, I think of like bumpiness and stuff. If you feel my skin, it is like completely flat. There's no texture. I think maybe because there's just like a coat of Vaseline on it at all times. But there's no like raised bumps or anything. But then when I get close and look at it, I'm like, oh, I don't love that you can like see all the pores and stuff. I think that might just be human skin, but I'm going for like, I'm like over, I don't know what the term is, but like, I just want Charlize Theron skin, okay? So now that I feel like my skin is like, feels really good and smooth, now I'm gonna really, really harp on like making it all just like look flawless. I don't know what needs to happen to do that because I know like literally nothing about skincare. but it's gonna be a little pet project of mine to like read up on things. Okay, so if you tuned in yesterday, I used the Makeup Forever foundation. I used the, it's the Velvet Matte Skin Makeup Forever foundation. And it's a heavy coverage foundation. I barely tapped my beauty blender on it. And it was still way too much coverage for me. I like just a more sheer, lighter weight foundation. Although I do love Makeup Forever foundation because I have this one right here, their Ultra HD foundation, and I will use that occasionally. I've just found a couple others that I like better, and so it kind of fits in my makeup drawer. But I do like their foundation, but the one that I used yesterday, it was good. Like, it stayed really well throughout the day, and it looked good. It felt too much for me. If you want a heavier foundation, like, more power to you. That just wasn't the look for me. So I have a couple of other ones. I think I'm gonna try this this YSL foundation. It's very similar to the packet that I had yesterday where they sent 4 colors in this little sample, so you can try it, which I like, once again, because I like to kind of contour with my foundation. So yeah, let's just do this, the YSL. This is their new skincare makeup hybrid. Oh, well, I'm all about skincare. What's in this? Buildable coverage, all skin types. Oh, it's got hyaluronic acid in it. Doesn't the NARS one too? I think that's part of the thing. All right, well, let's test it out. All right, I'm going to start with this darker color because I like to contour with my foundation. So we're going to start with the darkest shade they gave me, which I can't pronounce because it's something in French. All right, and I'm gonna push. Okay, so this is, well, that's pretty thick too. That's kind of like I need to be careful with that. Oh yeah, okay, that's a lot of color. All right, so I'm just gonna barely tap this on. This is very, very dark. This is obviously not my skin color. For those of you watching a little confused, you have not gone colorblind. I am using a very, very dark foundation, like just darker than my skin tone foundation color. And I'm doing this because I like to just contour with my foundation. This works for me. And I probably wouldn't have picked this dark of a shade. I like the tone of the color of this, but this is probably just a little dark. I don't want it to look like, you know, dirty on me, like muddy, because I have to blend it too much because it's just too dark for my skin. Actually, it's blending really nicely though. Yesterday, the Makeup Forever foundation yesterday was like, it didn't blend as well. It was just thicker and more full coverage. So 1, I used too much, but 2, trying to blend it, it was just difficult. Oh, but this one I like. It's blending really well. They call this more of a sheer, a skin tint, I think is what they're calling it, instead of a foundation. Branding. All right, so we need to push that up. All right, I'm gonna blend this in because, like, right now I'm looking at my face and it does kind of look like I just kind of smear a little bit of dirt on me, but I'm gonna lighten up here and make it a little bit more cleaner. All right, they sent another the like medium shade. The medium shade is probably what I should have used for that, but you live, you learn, you sample. All right, so I'm gonna add in a little bit of the medium shade, like so, throughout here. No, this is not the medium shade, this is the second lightest shade. So I typically use the second lightest shade in sample packs for like cleaning up under here and kind of drawing that line. And then I'll use the lightest shade they give me underneath my eyes to brighten up here. This is actually a little lighter than I thought it would be. I probably could have mixed these, but you just never know what you're getting with sample packs, you know? Okay. But in terms of blendability, big fan over here. Like, it is blending and tinting the skin nicely, if you will. Okay, so now I'm going to use I'm making a huge mess over here. I don't like these packets because, I mean, you can't really store this. Like, now that that's coming out the top and stuff, like, it's already everywhere. like this is a one-use sample, which I like to sample foundations for a couple days before I like really commit. I guess I could go get like an actual sample from the store, but that's effort. All right. All right, and this is their lightest shade. Oh, whoops. All right, this is their Tint New 2, which is their second lightest shade that they even offer. And I'm kind of using this as more of like a concealer and brightener underneath the eye. It is very sheer though. My, definitely more of a skin tint than a foundation. Like it's covering, but if you wanted a full coverage foundation, I don't know, this is it for you. This would be really good for summer, it's light. But I don't think this is not even covering as well as my Tom Ford foundation. Because that stuff, like, I don't have to use concealer or anything on top of it. This, I feel like the imperfections kind of show through. Okay, here's where we have a problem. Do y'all see that? That's not good. Okay, so I know I sound like I'm harping on the Tom Ford foundation. It's partly because I am. But also, when I put that Tom Ford foundation, it like sinks into my skin and mattifies. And this is sitting on top of my skin. Like, it's like oily almost. Like it's, ooh. Like I would have to use a lot of setting powder to hold this in, and then it's gonna like grip onto it and make it look like it's cakey. It already looks cakey on my face. Like, what? It's like settled into wrinkles. I don't know how I feel about this. Ew. I'm unhappy. Man. Like, I could probably, like, take this rag and, like, yeah, it just wipes off. Like, okay, I'm going to keep going because I've committed, but I am unhappy right now with, let's see if this, like, give it a second and it dries or something. All right. Okay, it is kind of drying a little bit, maybe because I wiped it with a rag. I don't know. And it didn't even cover. I don't know how I feel about this. Do people like this? Is this a popular foundation? Did I apply it wrong? Okay. We're going to keep going and see how it holds up with the rest of the makeup routine. And then I'm going to hang up and wash my face and cry. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go under the eyes to kind of set some of that foundation / concealer / skin tint / grease that I have on my face with the Laura Mercier eye brightening powder. I'm going to go read the reviews on that. I mean, I could see people liking that in the summer as more of like a skin tint, but even still then, to me, the coverage was too heavy. Like, it didn't go on like a lotion, like a CC cream or something like that. I mean, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move on. All right, so now I'm gonna put in some eye primer. Oh, I have a hair always. Every day, there's like this little hair. You can't see it, but it like hit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Everybody, this is like every morning. Everybody's doing their makeup, and there's some tiny little hair that is invisible on their face, but you can feel it. It's somewhere in here. It keeps moving. I don't understand. How? Why? Every day. Okay. It's time for me to clearly color my hair, and also it looks a little dirty because I like pushed some foundation in there, and also I slept on it. But anyway, let's do some eye makeup. Fun, 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 fun. I don't think I've pulled this palette out in a minute. Let's do something from here. What is this palette? 35V. Stunning Vibes. Oh, aren't they stunning? Okay, I'm gonna do... I'm thinking right now. This is what happens when I think. There is a part of me that kind of wants to do a blue eyeshadow today. I'm obviously gonna fix this, and like the rest, this is actually how it's gonna stay, the hair, because that's all I can do. But I'm kind of thinking, I don't know if I should do a blue eyeshadow that I've already done my foundation. I might have to save the blue eyeshadow for a Monday. And also because it's Friday and like I have a couple of meetings this afternoon. Oh wait, shoot, no, I have a meeting I can't wear blue eyeshadow to. That would actually probably not a good idea. I'm probably the equivalent of emceeing a meeting later. And somebody on my team is presenting something and I'm like the hype man basically for the presentation. And by hype man, I mean like unmuting people for Zoom calls. Very important work. And most of the people on that call I have not met one-on-one, so I don't know that I should show up and bust out blue eyeshadow the first time. It feels a bit aggressive, particularly because I don't have the whole rest of the look to go with it, you know? Well, I do have these. I don't know, if I had like, I feel like if I had like a whole style going with it, then I could rock it. But they're gonna see like literally from chest up, and they're gonna see some girl with unwashed, unkempt hair and blue eyeshadow. It's a little too 80s prostitute for me, yeah. I need to think about what I want to do. I'm kind of inspired by, I've been watching the Anna Delvey thing on YouTube where, not YouTube, on Netflix, where, I mean, I don't know the full story because I'm only on episode 3, so I'm still catching up here. Might be on episode 4. But she comes over from Russia, Germany, not really sure on background yet, still working on that. And she essentially cons like a lot of New York social elite. Got a text. Cons them into believing she's some like billionaire heiress. Just got a text that somebody has, a text somebody sent me about more whistleblower content at Facebook. Great, can't wait to read that. Anyway, back to Anna. Yeah, so she essentially conned some of New York's highest social society folks into a bunch of money and stole from them, or I mean, I'm assuming she stole from them because she was, you know, arrested and she's actively, well, at least in the story, she's actively serving time right now. Not in real life, but in the Netflix show, they're holding her for the trial. So she clearly did something bad enough to these people, allegedly, that it warrants them not giving her bail. So still trying to uncover exactly what she did, but I'm here for the fashion, you know. I'm honestly kind of impressed too. So if she somehow supposedly gets $40 million from somewhere, or gets backing for it, or I don't know if the backing ever comes through, once again, only partly through the show. But if she pulls that off, I feel like we should be giving her a round of applause instead of handcuffs. So I'm sure I'll change my mind when I actually uncover what happened, but not there on the show yet. Give me time. Tune back in on Monday and I'll update you on my thoughts. But I am very interested to see what happens and how that plays out. But the whole point of that was saying that I've been inspired. They show an image of her in the show where she has this like blue eyeliner that I don't know the official terms for it, but she does this like really cool design with her eyeliner. It looks very like 60s, 70s inspired. And I'm like, ooh, I want to do a blue look, a blue eye look. So I'll brainstorm a little bit more on what kind of look I want. And oh, a little too far on that side. And maybe we'll tackle that next week. Okay, team? All right, so I'm going back in with my larger brush, my one that I use for more of my transition shades to kind of lighten this area up since I got a little aggressive on the top here, and I don't want to not be able to blend that. I don't want to try to bring up the darker color anymore because then it'll look like I drew raccoon circles on my eyes. So, would like to avoid that. All right, I'm going to do I'm going to do a little bit mixed of some gold on the lids right here. It's kind of a casual Friday look, you know. Blend that baby in. There we go. Now I'm curious to see what that article says too. I'm sure that'll be a great, more great publicity for good old Facebook. For those of you who don't know, I work at Facebook, and so I am very often sent either that people forgot their password and they need help, or that, oh my God, there was an article posted, did you see it? Probably saw it, you know? We see a lot of it. And I'm not going to give my opinion publicly on a lot of that stuff because I just don't want to share anything I'm not supposed to. But I can give my more general statement about we do a lot of really good work that people don't see because it's piled under a lot of bad press. I'm not saying that we're perfect and that there's stuff that there's stuff that we absolutely could do, but it's not all bad, like the media would like you to believe. So there's that. All right, so this one is, I need to clean this up a little bit because I can't tell if it's just because I can't tell if it's just because it's like too much messiness or if it's not even. Okay, so I'm going to clean up that a little bit and see if that helps. Okay. And then we'll clean on this side too. Okay. I think my eyes are definitely just two different sizes or something. Shapes even. I don't know. Something's going on there. Okay. I'm going to come in with a little bit of eyeliner right on the corner that needs to be sharpened. Ow, that was painful. Oh my God. That's okay. I don't mind sharpening my pencils because I got this cool new Urban Decay sharpener. $10. Ooh. That just fell apart in front of my eyes. That was not the best first impression of the Urban Decay sharpener. However, I freaking love this tool. I mean, I don't know why, it just sharpens so smoothly. And I know that seems like a very odd thing to be obsessed with in your makeup drawer, but God, I love that sharpener. Love it so much. Highly recommend. $10. Can't pass that up. I'm gonna give those babies out for Christmas. Okay, I need a liner. I need to line the eyelids. So I'm gonna do, I like barely tapped my black eyeshadow over here, and then I covered it up with a lighter tone brown to kind of go over this, because I'm basically just adding a little bit of pigment to the outside of the lid here on top of that liner. And then I'm going to draw a little baby wing, because this is just my go-to shape. I think it looks best on my eyes, and it's not too aggressive. Like, you know, I'm not piling on the eyeliner for a bunch of Friday Zoom meetings, you know. There we go, there we go. Okay, okay. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Whoops. All right. You will note that when I do my wing, I bring it deep down into the corner, like at the top angle. Like at the top point, I hit that and I bring that down first into the corner, and then I fill in the top. And I do that because I want it to like blend for my eye. Nothing's worse than having like, you get to the edge of the eye out here and you just draw a straight line up, and then it's like, it just looks like a overdone wing, and it doesn't blend into your eye. It doesn't look as natural, because when I put my mascara on, this is going to kind of fan out and blend that even more, and it just looks like a little bit more of a natural light lift. Now, I mean, if I was going for a super dramatic, crazy look, then I could do like a really fun one, but I think that's more costumey, you know. And once again, I'm going to a Friday of Zoom meetings here, so like, let's just be reasonable. Let's see, let's see, let's see. All right, I'm going to go in and add a little bit of bronzer on my neck to blend in some of that. Oh gosh, it was looking aggressive back there. Okay. To blend in some of the foundation that I put under the neck to kind of highlight that snatch jaw. And then I'm going to contour ever so slightly. This, the foundation that I used didn't have a ton of pigment. Like, it blended really well, even though it blended kind of like water, which I guess explains why my face is kind of still wet. And even though it had a lot of color when it went on, I was like, oh, this is probably too dark. Like up here, it kind of still is. I don't even have to really add any color there. Interesting how it blended in certain places. All of that to say that I'm just adding a little bit of extra contour color on top. Then I'm going to highlight in the areas that I want it to have more contrast. And right here. And then, because we do love a sleek, defined nose, draw that there. Cute. Cute. Very cute. All right, now I'm going to take my face brush, and I'm just going to blend all that out. I don't have anything on this brush. This is just a dry brush that I am buffing out all those lines, so that when I turn to the side, it's like, she's got that natural angle. Very nice. Okay, I'm getting snot all mixed in there. Cute. Okay. Blend, blend, blend. I need to work on the blending on my nose. I don't know what's going on with the contour on my nose. Maybe it's like super bony right there, but it seems to hold the color more. And I don't know, it just doesn't blend quite the way that I would like it to. So I need to watch some tutorials on that. And then like, yeah, it's like where my glasses sit. I don't know if they've permanently made like my skin just takes color differently there because of that. I don't know what's going on, but something is happening. All right, and I want to see how this foundation does with a liquid blush on top of it, because I've been testing that out all week with my others. And so let's see. So that means I'm going to stick with the NARS liquid blush in Orgasm today and blend that in. All right. That's blending in fine. I just want I want the color to melt a little bit because that's a little bit too much. Pinky pink on the cheeks for me. A little too much here. Okay, And then try to define that a little bit more under the eye. Okay. Then I'm going to go in and add in a little bit of highlighter. Well, if I can get it open. Oh man, oh man, oh, okay, there we go. A little highlighter on the cheeks. I really like to highlight a little bit more when I wear my hair back like this, because I feel like you really need that angle. One, I have a super round face. Like I can go like 0 to colonial real quick. So to prevent that, I need to like have a sharper angle. Because I don't have like my big hair usually I usually have my big hair to like, I don't know, like help mask the super round face. But when it's slicked back, like it's all on display. So I'd like to highlight and kind of contour the cheeks a little bit more. Okay, this is another dry brush. This one's just not as like tight and compacted as the other one. It's longer, it's more fluffy. And I'm just kind of blending out everything. I didn't have anything on it, but now I'm gonna swirl a little bit of Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm not trying to add any weight or anything. This is just kind of like, as you melt throughout the day, let's keep some of it matted. All right. I don't hate how this foundation laid. It's kind of looking just like I do every day. So a lot of that stuff I said at the beginning, I don't know if I'd take it back yet, or if this is like a powder problem or what. I mean, I don't know, it looks fine. I think I'm just like over indexing on having skin that's flawless, and I'm like really having to come to terms with being over 30 and having pores. So I don't know if this is a personal problem or something I need to work on in therapy, but I'm gonna think through that. Now it's time to build some eyebrows. Build a brow. Welcome to Build a Brow. That should be a segment in the show. Welcome to Build a Brow. All right. So I'm just kind of filling in the tail there. And then I'm going to go in here and draw some super cash strokes that are very hair-like. So that way they look a little bit more natural. I like to leave this part down here because that's where I have the most actual eyebrow hair. I like to leave that without really drawing like a line to clean that up, because I think that just adds to the eyebrow looking more natural down here, particularly if I'm doing like a lighter makeup look, you know, like an everyday look like this. If I'm like really jazzing it up and I'm going fancy, I will define those fuckers. Like they're gonna have lines everywhere, all over the face, like we're measuring. It is, it's intense. There's math involved basically to make these things, make these babies pop. But you know, everyday Zoom call, once again. It's a Friday. I'm gonna wear sweatpants, so, you know, just going for more of a natural brow look. And trust me, if you're watching this and you're like, it's not natural, she's like drawing an entire eyebrow. First of all, yeah, duh. And second of all, this is very natural for me, okay? I mean, if you could see my eyebrow evolution, believe it or not, I was once incredibly aggressive with the brows. And I mean, I look back on pictures, I don't know. Like there wasn't enough room for me and my eyebrows in the room. You know what I mean? They were intense. They were channeling Eugene Levy. Very much so. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling that. Those feel like fluffy, big brows to me. I like it. I've seen a lot of folks doing like just the straight up brushed up brow. And I don't know how to do that on me because I don't have enough eyebrow. Like, so they're not coloring, it doesn't look like they're coloring it in at all. It's like super glued up hair, and it looks great and natural on the people that are doing it, but I want to know how the hell they're doing it, because first of all, my eyebrows are super blonde and I have to dye them, and then they're just patchy, like they're not filled in. I have to do this. I don't know how they're getting, like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I want to know the secret. So I'll add that to my YouTube investigation later. I'm eating lunch. Because I mean, this is like one of the most natural brows I can do, legit. Like, other than just not, like not doing anything to them. This is like legit one of the most natural brows that I'm able to build, because even with just brow mascara, I mean, that's what I put on at the very beginning, and I like let that sit for a minute because I don't want it to be tacky or anything when I try to draw the like hair-like lines. And even with that, like they don't look complete. Like there's not a very clear beginning because I don't have a ton of hair in the front. That's why I have to draw in a lot of those strokes. And they're just patchy throughout. So like it doesn't frame my face enough, in my opinion. So I want to know how these makeup artists are doing that trickery on all these people, or do people just have that good of brows and I'm a peasant without them? I don't know, but I need to know, because it would be fun to try that look, you know? Just might not be in the cards for me. And I mean, I use the Latisse stuff, like the equivalent. I use the Roden & Fields Lash Boost, and I put that on my brows. And that did help grow my brows a lot. Like, this is impressive. Like, you should have seen me 3 years ago. It was a very sad time. I had to draw these babies on, like, start to finish. And I use the Grande Lash, too. I'm actually taking a break from Roden & Fields right now just because my tube ran out. And then I had gotten so many samples of the Grande Lash from, like, just purchases with Sephora. You know, they send you the samples or whatever. And I had like 6 of them, and it's like every little sample is a month's supply. So I was like, oh, well, let me just try this for a while. I don't know that it's that much cheaper. I think it's like, I think a tube of Grande Lash is like $80. I want to say, maybe it's less than that. I don't know. I think there's probably different prices for sizes and stuff, I'm sure. But Roden & Fields is like $120, I think. But it's a long time. It lasts for a while. Like I only go through like 2 or 3 tubes a year, because you're just painting it on like eyeliner every night or into your brows if needed. And then like once you kind of have been using it for a while, you can use it like every other night or something. I don't know, but yesterday I was kind of like, I think the Grande Lash is working better. For the first few weeks you don't see anything, and so I was obviously getting demoralized because I'm impatient. But then yesterday I was doing my mascara, and I was like, okay, maybe the Grande Lash is better, or maybe it's just better to mix it up, because maybe you get accustomed. The lashes are like, oh, we've had this product for a couple years, we're done. So, oh man, either way, it seems to be working. So, all that to say, I've been putting that on my brows to help fill in the patchiness. And I just don't know if they're capable of growing hair. Okay. Almost done. Oh, I realized yesterday too, as soon as I ended my stream, I was like, something looks off. And it was because I didn't put on mascara, yo. Like, who am I? How would I forget that? And I didn't do any under eye, like, shading or anything like that. So it was like a very clean look. And then I was like, man, something's off though. Like, my eyes look so small. And then I put mascara on. Helped tremendously. Highly recommend mascara for those of you who are on the cliff. Or on the, that's not right, on the cliff, on the whatever. Everybody wears mascara. Stop it. Okay. Just busting out my Urban Decay sharpener one more time. $10. All right, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat liner in Pink Venus. So this is a little pinkier, a little more corally than the Pillow Talk. So here's a comparison for you. This is Pink Venus, and this is the Pillow Talk. And this is the Iconic Nude. If these two had a baby, you would get Pillow Talk. I can't show you that baby right now because it's in my purse. In the other room. But Pillow Talk is kind of the gold standard of lip liners, you know. It's just such a good color. It like truly just like extends. I don't know how they achieve this magic because everybody's lips are slightly different colors, right? Like just natural colors. Some are more pinky, some are more nude, some are more brown. But for some reason, Pillow Talk, you put that on, it just like extends your lip. Like it knows, it's like as soon as it goes on, it gets the color matching job done, and it figures it out your lip shade, and then it does the right work. It somehow knows. Okay, so since I used that Pink Venus, it's got a little bit more corally. I'm going to come in with the Laura Mercier lipstick in, what is this? What color are you? Wait, new periphery? Whatever. It's like a pinky corally shade. And I'm going to use that all over. That is very pink. I kind of like that. Usually I go for more of a, like a little bit brown tones, but this is just like straight up corally pink. I like it. I'm going to use the Laneige lip gloss in Berry. Usually I use a brush or my finger to put this on because I hate the lip color getting back into the tube and like changing the shade. Ever so subtle, I know, but still. But this is basically the same color, so I was just like, fuck it, it's Friday. All right, this is good. This I will deal with. This will work. All right, I'm gonna set. There we go. Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. Talk about that all the time. All right, and the other day I had like pinned this up to make it feel like a little bit more cuter, but I'm home today and I feel like the little strings kind of hanging out and all of that, like it looks just casual. She's just having Friday calls. So I'm just gonna leave the hair as is, because if I took it down on camera right now, I would never live that down. I would instantly become an internet meme of like filth. So just not ready to go there today. So I'm gonna leave as is and wrap this baby up. All right, so I'm gonna head off camera and change clothes into basically the exact same thing. I'm wearing pajamas right now, so I'm gonna just put on sweatpants and maybe a cute little top. But if you wanna see the full fit, you can head on over to my Instagram at Meesh America. And if you liked the show or me or makeup or have nothing else to do at 8 a.m. in the morning every weekday, then come back. I am here every Monday through Friday at roughly 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And if you hit the subscribe button and the bell, you'll get a notification of when I go live. And you can come get ready with me in the morning. So, would love to have ya. All right, thanks for getting ready with me, guys. I will see you Monday. Bye.